eyes often leave us wondering if we're chasing something that will never arrive. But today, I want to share a different story, a wiser perspective on love, one that isn't found by swiping screens or waiting for text messages. It's a perspective discovered within yourself, ready to be unveiled in the world of philosophy, especially in Stoicism. I found guidance in Stoicism that helped me understand why desperately seeking love can be a path full of obstacles and suffering. This philosophy values self-discipline, authenticity, and self-reflection. Through Stoic practices, I learned to look inward instead of seeking external praise or solutions that sway us like currents in the tide of our lives. And of course, disillusionment, those moments when the love we seek seems to vanish before our eyes. I discovered that love, in its most authentic form, isn't found in another person, but within oneself. Thus, a perspective was born, one that I want to share with you today. It's natural to desire love, to feel loved in our lives, but we often fall into the illusion that love is the magical solution to all our problems. We convince ourselves that finding someone special will fill us with joy, free us from worries, and grant us the desired peace. We cling to the belief that love is the master key that will open the doors to a fulfilling life, as dictated by societal standards. The pressure to have someone special in your life is constant, seen in friendships, on television, and on social media. However, even in romantic relationships, challenges and struggles persist. Idealized expectations can lead to disappointment, and we may find ourselves seeking love even when we're already in a relationship. As the Stoics teach us, it's not reality that disturbs us, but our opinions and expectations about reality. The illusion of love as the solution to our problems makes us believe that another person can be responsible for our happiness. However, as Epicurus wisely said, do not spoil what you have by desiring what you have not. Remember that what you now have was once among the things you only hoped for. True Stoic wisdom reminds us that love is a valuable component in our lives, but not the answer to all our dilemmas or conflicts. Lasting happiness comes from personal discipline, genuine authenticity, and self-reflection. Almost all of us have experienced being physically present, but mentally trapped in the past or worried about the future. Practicing living in the present is like returning to the here and now, directing your attention to where life truly happens. The present moment is a precious gift, often underestimated and undervalued. We cannot change the past and the future is uncertain, but the present, the here and now, is where we have the power to act and make decisions. Practicing presence allows us to savor every moment of our lives fully, even the small pleasures. Living in the present enriches our experiences. Food tastes better, laughter is more genuine, and moments become priceless. The importance of living in the present is evident in our relationships, especially in the pursuit of authentic love. How can we build meaningful connections if our minds are elsewhere? Living in the present means being strong in the face of daily challenges and authentic in every interaction. It's not about acting, but about being real and sincere in your relationships. In summary, the undeniable importance of living in the present becomes apparent as we continue our quest for love. Remember that happiness is not found in the past or the future, but in the richness of the now. Have you ever felt stuck in a repetitive dynamic in your relationships? Perhaps you've wondered why you can't find love, why your relationship ended even when you did everything right. In this journey of self-discovery, I want to talk to you about the value of personal growth and how it can transform your perspective in the pursuit of love. Often, we seek love from a place of need, believing that another person will complete our lives. However, as the Stoics remind us, true freedom is not achieved without liberation. The path of personal growth is a path of strength, facing and overcoming obstacles. As Seneca stated, there is no favorable wind for the sailor who doesn't know where to go. The value of personal growth becomes evident when we confront our fears, take risks, and choose the path of greatest difficulty. Through personal growth, we can overcome fears, embrace imperfections, and build relationships based on authenticity and effective communication. Let's talk about a powerful tool that can completely change your approach in the pursuit of love: self-reflection. Self-reflection on the path to authentic love is fundamental. It's about looking inward, not just sitting in silence with an empty mind, but delving deeply into your thoughts and emotions. It's a conscious introspection that allows you to explore your inner self for answers. By examining your thoughts and emotions, you can uncover harmful patterns that repeat in your relationships. Self-reflection helps you confront these damaging patterns, delve into the roots of your fears and concerns, and understand why they persist. The magic of self-reflection lies not only in identifying problems, but also in providing tools for change. You can work on your weaknesses, cultivate your virtues, and improve your relationships. Self-reflection is a compass that guides you toward healthier relationships. By knowing yourself better, you become more aware of what you truly want in a partner and what you're willing to contribute to the relationship. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, dwell on the beauty of life, watch the stars and see yourself running with them. Enjoy the peace that follows self-reflection. It is the path to inner peace and more authentic relationships. Embracing the value of personal growth and developing indestructible discipline and resilience is to be a man from a Stoic perspective. It teaches us that being a complete man involves the constant commitment to improve and grow, not seeking externally what we already have within ourselves. When we seek love from a place of inner strength and self-acceptance, we create stronger and more meaningful relationships. The need to be accepted, loved, and validated is a reality in the society we live in. Driven by social expectations, we often pursue love tirelessly, losing sight of something crucial within ourselves: self-acceptance. From a Stoic perspective, self-acceptance becomes the pillar of inner tranquility. As Seneca, one of the great Stoic philosophers, wisely expressed, "Life is short, and we have never too much time for gladdening the hearts of those who are traveling the dark journey with us. O be swift to love, make haste to be kind." This reflection brings us to a crucial point on this journey. Often, our desperate search for love and external validation distances us from tranquility, constantly comparing ourselves to others, leading us to pursue unattainable standards and filling us with anxiety for not being good enough. Self-acceptance, according to the Stoics, is the act of embracing who we are with all our virtues and flaws. It's freeing ourselves from the need for external validation and finding peace and self-acceptance in a world obsessed with comparison and the constant pursuit of more. Stoic philosophy invites us to find richness in accepting what we already have. Self-acceptance allows us to live fully, as Seneca reminds us. To wish to be what you are not, to wish to have what you have not, is the greatest tragedy. Often in the pursuit of love, we forget the importance of being content with who we are in this moment. True wealth isn't found in being validated and accepted by others or in material possessions, but rather in being content with our authenticity and living in harmony with ourselves. By accepting ourselves, we release the emotional burden of external validation. This is the essence of why you shouldn't seek love, but pursue self-acceptance before seeking external acceptance. Self-acceptance is not a denial of personal improvement, but rather a solid foundation for it. By accepting our imperfections, we realize that authentic love doesn't demand perfection. Self-acceptance allows us to be vulnerable, communicate genuinely, and build meaningful relationships based on authenticity. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Therefore, guard accordingly, and take care that you entertain no notions unsuitable to virtue and reasonable nature." Independence, an essential value in Stoic reflections, is crucial in the pursuit of authentic love. Often in our search for love, we may fall into the trap of losing our independence, focusing so much on finding someone to complement us, forgetting what makes us unique. This emotional dependence is a behavioral pattern we must avoid. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, we must be willing to change our habits if we see ourselves as dependent individuals. Independence is a reflection of self-esteem and self-acceptance. When we dedicate ourselves to our passions, projects, and personal growth, we become more attractive to potential partners. Independence doesn't mean isolating ourselves from others, but finding a balance. You can enjoy the company of others without losing your emotional autonomy. Independence is an act of self-love and self-respect. In the pursuit of love, maintaining your independence is crucial. If you are a complete person on your own, you don't seek love as a solution to your insecurities. From a Stoic and masculine perspective, independence is a demonstration of strength and self-control. As Seneca said, true happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future. Independence, a fundamental value in Stoic reflections, is crucial in the pursuit of authentic love. Often in our search for love, we may fall into the trap of losing our independence, focusing so much on finding someone to complement us, forgetting what makes us unique. This emotional dependence is a behavioral pattern we must avoid. As Seneca reminds us, we must be willing to change our habits if we see ourselves as dependent individuals. Independence is a reflection of self-esteem and self-acceptance. When we dedicate ourselves to our passions, projects, and personal growth, we become more attractive to potential partners. Presenting two fundamental practices in our quest for love: meditation and mindfulness. Meditation becomes a powerful tool for maintaining emotional independence. From a Stoic and masculine perspective, meditation helps us find balance amidst the turbulent waters of relationships. It trains us to be present in the moment, observe our thoughts and emotions without being swept away by them. As Seneca advised, meditation teaches us to control our emotions and find serenity amidst chaos. The Stoics believe that meditation allows us to recognize that our emotional reactions are automatic responses and that we have the power to choose how to respond. As Stoic men, this gives us a profound sense of control over our emotions and actions. Mindfulness is another crucial practice in the pursuit of authentic love from a Stoic perspective. Mindfulness allows us to maintain emotional independence, being fully present in our relationships. It involves active listening, being present in conversations, and being aware of our emotional reactions. Marcus Aurelius reminded us that self-control is achieved through mindfulness. This practice enables us to recognize our automatic reactions and, instead of impulsively reacting, make conscious decisions. From a Stoic perspective, these two practices, meditation and mindfulness, are essential for maintaining emotional independence and not seeking a love that will ultimately cause us more pain. These practices provide self-control, serenity, and the mental clarity necessary to face emotional challenges and make conscious decisions in our relationships. In summary, the importance of maintaining your independence should not be underestimated. You should not seek love to fill your voids. Instead, you should find someone who values your independence and complements your life. Communication is the cornerstone of our relationships. However, we often find ourselves trapped in a whirlwind of misunderstandings, useless arguments, and meaningless words. Words can build or destroy, and from a Stoic and wiser perspective, we will explore why effective communication is so important in improving our relationships. The Stoics teach us that effective communication is an art. It is about listening more than speaking, understanding more than imposing opinions. As Epicurus said, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. From a Stoic perspective, effective communication involves being authentic with what we say and being honest when expressing our thoughts or giving an opinion. It's not about saying what others want to hear, but expressing your thoughts and feelings clearly and with respect. Patience is a fundamental pillar, from a Stoic perspective, in the pursuit of authentic love. The Stoics teach us that love is not something we can force or rush. Instead of desperately seeking love, we practice patience, knowing that time is an ally. Stoic patience involves resisting the temptation of impatience, frustration, or anxiety. Instead of seeing time as an enemy, we embrace it as a teacher. From a Stoic perspective, patience also allows us to develop the inner strength to face loneliness, rejection, and uncertainty in the pursuit of love. Stoic patience reminds us that authentic love is a process, not governed by a calendar. As Marcus Aurelius said, nothing happens to anyone that he cannot bear. The development of Stoic pillars of patience and empathy highlights their importance in how they can enrich our relationships. It allows us to be vulnerable and share our desires, fears, and dreams. In the words of Marcus Aurelius, the secret of all victories lies in the organization of the non-obvious. Trying to please everyone is, from the Stoic point of view, an invitation to reflect on why seeking love and approval from others can cause even more pain. In our eagerness to please everyone, we often end up sacrificing our authenticity and our own needs. The Stoics teach us that instead of seeking external acceptance, we should focus on building our inner strength and finding love within ourselves. The relentless pursuit of love can lead to relationships based on unrealistic expectations and often makes us neglect our own identity. The Stoics remind us that we cannot control the emotions, decisions, and actions of others, but we can control how we respond to them. The desperate pursuit of love can become a cycle of disappointments, as trying to please everyone often makes us lose sight of what is truly important to us. Instead, Stoicism calls us to focus on our actions, be the best version of ourselves, and cultivate relationships based on sincerity and mutual respect. Understanding that external acceptance is not the key to happiness frees us from the need to eagerly seek love. Instead, we find inner peace and serenity that allow us to appreciate relationships in their broader context. Stoic philosophy teaches us that true emotional wealth comes from authenticity, patience, and understanding our own needs and those of others. Therefore, instead of trying to please everyone in the pursuit of love, let us focus on pleasing ourselves, being authentic, and building relationships based on mutual respect and understanding. Ultimately, this is the key to discovering authentic and meaningful love that flourishes from within and is not desperately sought from outside. In today's world, it is common to see people trying to fit into predefined social roles, acting artificially, and hiding their true essence behind a social mask. But what happens when we free ourselves from that mask and embrace authenticity? The Stoics teach us that authenticity is a path to true freedom. In the words of Seneca, true freedom is achieved only by those who have control over themselves. As Marcus Aurelius said, nothing has so much power to broaden the mind as the ability to systematically and truly investigate everything that happens in the universe. From a Stoic perspective, self-awareness begins with daily reflection on our actions, reactions, and emotions. This practice allows us to identify patterns and understand what drives us. Exploring our values is a fundamental part of self-awareness, with the Stoics believing that virtue is the supreme value, and each person must define what it means to them. Identifying our automatic reactions in conflicts or stressful situations is another aspect of self-awareness. Introspection allows us to recognize these reactions and choose more conscious and valuable responses. Furthermore, self-awareness helps us develop a deeper understanding of our interpersonal relationships. By understanding our own motivations, limitations, and behavior patterns, we can interact more authentically and empathetically with others. This allows us to cultivate more meaningful and healthy relationships based on mutual understanding and respect. Ultimately, self-awareness empowers us to live a life more aligned with our values and purposes. By understanding who we truly are and what we consider important, we can make more conscious choices aligned with our beliefs and aspirations. This provides us with a sense of integrity and fulfillment, allowing us to live according to our true essence and seek genuine happiness. In this revealing journey, we delved into the depths of Stoic philosophy to understand the true meaning of love and how we can cultivate it authentically. We explored self-acceptance, emotional independence, the practice of meditation and mindfulness, the importance of effective communication, patience, and authenticity. Now, as we reach the end of this journey, may we apply these principles in our lives, building more meaningful relationships and finding true happiness that comes from living in harmony with ourselves and others. May we continue to explore these teachings and cultivate a love that flourishes from within and is sought from the outside. In conclusion, understanding that genuine love is not a magical solution to all our dilemmas, but rather an enriching component of our lives, guides us in the pursuit of deeper and more meaningful connections. May this philosophical journey inspire us to continue cultivating true emotional wealth, building relationships grounded in sincerity, respect, and mutual understanding. May authenticity be our compass, guiding us in the pursuit of a love that transcends social expectations and flourishes in the essence of who we are. Until our next video.